Hey there, Mr. Roto from the Warrior Woodshop, and in my 20 plus years of teaching industrial arts, staplers are one of the things we go to most, especially when it's not going to be seen. Let's face it, two prongs are better than one. So if you can, and you have the opportunity, use a finish stapler over a brad nail. The downside is, you got the connecting bar, or whatever part of the staple you want to call it, the top, that's going to be unsightly if it's going to be seen. So speaker boxes, we use them a lot. We're covering them with carpet, or we're painting them. Drawer boxes, radio boxes, pretty much boxes. And the biggest place we actually use them though is on our cabinet backs, dartboards, wall cabinets, kitchen cabinets, etc. If it's the back panel, you don't want to blow through that 1/4 inch staple, or 1/4 inch plywood, so the staple definitely helps out there. But in this case, we're going to review the Ridgid, let me get the part number right, R150FSF finish stapler. Here at the Warrior Woodshop, we're a high school woodworking program. We've had this one 2, maybe 3 years now. It was a good deal. We used to have the Bosch combo brad nailer stapler. We had other brad nailers, so we left it as a stapler. It finally, 10 plus years old, it's seen better days. Time to upgrade. So overall, it's been a pretty good stapler. There are some greats and there are some quirks, which would lead me to not buy this one again, and I'll get into those. Are we getting rid of this anytime soon? No, but there are some things that if I was to purchase, I would go a different route. And it's over little silly stuff, but it makes a big deal. So first off, let's go over the positives. One of the things that we really like. Ergonomically, it feels good. Weight-wise, it feels good. It has extra tips for the safety spring, so protect your material. One of the things I really like is it has an arrow indicating where the staple's coming out. So that way when you're trying to line it up, you can definitely see it. It has a lockout. Oh, we're out of staples. Most of them, for some reason, will lock out when there's 2 to 5 staples or nails left. That's stupidly frustrating, but I think that's a mechanical thing because they all seem to do it. It has sequential fire or single fire versus rapid fire or bump fire. We here at the Warrior Woodshop keep ours on single fire, just for safety reasons, but I am used to, grab it here. This is my personal one, Porter Cable little stapler. That's an old school bump fire. I think it's 20, 30 years old at least. And when you're doing a back of a cabinet, it's really nice to be able to slide, pull, slide, pull, slide, pull. I don't really like the bump firing because it's hard to be accurate, but if you're sliding and pulling, it works out real good. The switch is ergonomical. The depth gauge, it works. We usually keep it as shallow as we can go because of plywood. You don't want it blowing through. So those are the good things. The minimum staple is a 3/8. The maximum is a 1.5. And by the way, we purchased this. I think you figured that out, or the school did. I am under no contract obligation to Ridgid. I am not for or against Ridgid tools. I am not I must buy this brand of tools. We have DeWalt, we have Ridgid, we used to have Ryobi, we got Milwaukee, we've got SawStop, we've got Jet, we've got Grizzly. I don't want to think like I'm biased to any one particular, but again, the ergonomical. It does have this little belt clip. Never used it because we're here in a Warrior Woodshop or inside of a workshop. So that's neither here nor there. For those that don't understand, there is an air pipe that goes through here, and there's this big, kind of like a car piston. We call it the hammer or the ram. So basically it charges this up with air. And then when you release it, it uses the air power. So you will get an exhaust out the back. That's one thing, it's not adjustable, where a lot of them will have a vent that you can adjust, but this one's not too bad. So that's the goods. The bads. This one's annoying, and I could change it, so it's my fault for being annoying. But some people would actually like this, the adjustable or swivel ball valve connector, because when you start to do it, someone that it's not used to hooking up an air hose has a little bit of trouble when you're trying to push. My method of instruction for the kids is to hold it like a bicycle and bring your hands together, so when that thing pivots and the whole point is to go straight in, it doesn't help the situation very much. Now granted, I can replace that, just haven't done so. So it is my own doing there. But the big bonus is it came with a coupler already installed. So points, I'd say 2 to 1, it wins just because the coupler's installed. All right, the biggest drawback that is going to keep me from purchasing this particular model again is how it loads. Let me start with the old school and every other stapler that I have used. You point it downward and you drop the clip of staples over a bar. Okay? So if you want to use, if you're frugal, if you want to use shorter clips, they drop on there, you can put them together. The Ridgid, you hold this one upside down. I have so many times done this out of habit and the staples fall out. That's because you load it upside down. And it doesn't seem like that big a deal. It's not when you're loading a full clip. Remember I talked about being frugal? You put one of these in there and it, like that one did, I didn't do anything different. It went sideways. And fat finger problem, I don't know, but I don't know anybody's fingers that are less than a quarter. I tried with my carpenter's pencil, getting in here to straighten it. It takes a screwdriver or doing this to get it to be fixed. So full clips, not a problem. With short clips, you're going to be wasting the staples. Still the same feature. Gently push and get the spring to engage and give it a little snap. So there is my one big quirk that would keep me from purchasing it, but obviously we have it. We're going to continue to use it. So let me show you what it can do. Let's go 1/2 inch to hardwood. No problem. Holds a little better there. Again, this is only one staple. There's no glue. In fact, the staple actually stuck into the hardwood there. Now this is 3/4. So it's not going to have as much holding power because it's only a 1-inch staple. Yeah, that one's stuck in here. But softwood, not a problem. And plywood, not a problem. So overall, the unit performs and functions almost flawlessly. I don't think you're ever going to find any pneumatic nailer, stapler that functions flawlessly, but we've used it in oak, walnut, cherry, pine, poplar, plywood, 1/4 inch plywood, 1/2 inch plywood, and 3/4 inch plywood. So we've used it in all the materials. And if you really need to see it, let me do the 1/4 inch plywood because that's what we do the most. 1/4 and 1/2 inch. Okay. The only one that we had it blow through, and I think it's our, we have the air pressure set up to 95 PSI, is it blew through the 1/8 inch, which we don't, when we're doing some parade stuff. So we turned our compressor down and it worked fine, but 1/4 inch, in fact, I ruined the material before the staple came out. So, and that's in softwood. So again, overall, it's a good stapler. Like I said, I don't think you're going to find a flawless nailer. It's jammed before. It's relatively, it's not the easiest to clear, but it doesn't jam too often. You have to take, I think it's jammed once or twice in 2 years. And that, you got to remember, if you want to test the tool, send it here to the Warrior Woodshop. We have 300 eager students every year that want to try it out. Do they deliberately abuse it? No. Do they abuse it or misuse it because of inaccurate knowledge or inaccurate misunderstandings? We can tell them all day long. We can put as many warning signs, give them all the study guides you want to give them, but they still will inevitably inoperate or operate it incorrectly just because of skill. I mean, some of it's just handling, how to position your hands, how to angle it, okay, where to not put your finger. You know, it's the typical safety. But opening, this is what I was talking about ergonomically. To me, this is the one oops, and I'm sorry, Ridgid's keeping me from purchasing it again, but I am so used to doing this, and there go my staples. So it is what it is. We're not going to get rid of it. And Ridgid, if you come out with another one that fixes that one issue that I have, let me know. I'll investigate it. I'm not asking you to send me one, but I'm not going to turn one down either if you can fix that issue. So hopefully you got something out of this video. We are in the process of building under stairs drawer boxes. That's what the stapler's out for, but we use them a lot on our cabinet projects too. So boxes are usually where the staples come into play. Eventually we'll get around to doing other tool reviews. When you can send a tool to a place that's going to have 300 different people using it, most of them inexperienced, and I can attest that it's gotten 3 solid years out of it and still going strong, I'd say overall it's a good report card. If I was to grade this, I'd give it a B+ only because of that. If I was a coach picking my players, this one would get sent down to off to the next team, someone that can deal with that. So I'm sorry that's such a deal breaker, but when 99% of pneumatic nailers operate or load that way, you're in a habit. It's going to be a hard habit to break. If this is the only one you own and you're a hobbyist, I'm not saying don't get it, just be aware it's different than all the others. So, well, I want to thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe and like button because we're not done making videos. Woodworking videos was where the channel started, especially back in COVID when we had to do a lot of virtual learning. But woodworking projects, tool safety, tips and techniques, and a few reviews here and there are what you're going to find mostly on the channel. I personally have a trailer building, trailer repair hobby or habit or disorder. I don't know. It's a good thing. So you'll see a lot of trailer building videos too because, hey, you got to get your lumber to the shop somehow, right? But the new venture we're getting into is what we're calling field trip videos. We're adding a new class in 2026 called home maintenance and repair. So we're trying to find those little things like putting in a GFCI outlet, taking a ceiling light fixture and turning it into a ceiling fan, replacing your outdated smoke detectors. So any chance we can get to go out on a field trip and do a few repairs here and there, home maintenance style issues, we're going to take the camera along with us. So maybe Warrior Woodshop is where it's going to get switched to. We'll find out here in the future, but definitely hit that subscribe and the bell notification so you can find out when we do more. And definitely check out the under the stairs drawer box that we're using this Ridgid stapler on. So thanks for watching. And when you're done hitting that subscribe button, go out and make some sawdust.